Hello, this is Joe Frantz. I'm here with Phil Margera, April Margera, and Pop-Up Margera, which is Philip Margera Sr., and we're going to have them answer a couple questions that the fans have been posting on minghags.com. Here we go. Say hi, everybody.
We're ready for
Hey,
the
guys.
question. Hello, how's everybody?
Firing.
Your cell phone's going off in the other room. Okay, here we go. We're going to start off with... Now I got to read and film at the same time. Okay, April. You are by far the most awesome mom I've ever seen in my life. I just wonder how you deal with all the insanity and keep such a cool head. I would think you go crazy, and I enjoy every second of everything you've ever done, but you still seem crazy sometimes. How can you possibly manage all the madness?
Day by day. It's amazing that I'm not a big drinker, but I think I'm okay second by second, but when I see the whole big picture, it does make me feel like I'm going to freak out again. I'm trying to keep it together, but I'm kind of not this crazy person. I'm more a sensible person. I like things the way they are, so to be taken out of my comfort element is hard and uncomfortable for me. But I try to make it look like it's effortless, but I know I'm failing.
Okay, very good. You're so cool. I wish I was related to you. Have you ever thought about having your own cooking show?
Yes, actually, I have thought about having my own cooking show. Matter of fact, Joe, who's holding the camera right now, I've talked to extensively, and we thought maybe we could pull this one off, but it seems like, the economy is not the only thing off, but maybe we'll come back and do something original, maybe with cooking, maybe with not, but we have some good ideas, so keep checking.
Here's another question. How do you put up with Bam and his antics with all these years? You must take some pills, right?
This week I have been. Actually, I pulled my back out, so I am on drugs, so I apologize. It's tough sometimes. It really is tough. I'm not going to lie to you, and there are times when I just want to run away. But all in all, I guess, I need to give up some control, and maybe I've given up too much. He seems to be having fun. I hope he's having fun. I hope he's enjoying his life at my expense.
I've been teaching how to handle it.
Oh, brother.
And here's another question. How does it feel to have your son be so famous and so rich?
It's sometimes not good. Sometimes I wish it was just the way it was when we started. Just because you think, oh, I wish I had all this money and my life would be over and my problems would be over, it's not true. Everybody, it's not true.
But you can travel and forget about your troubles a lot more.
You can travel and leave all your problems to your parents, and then we die earlier.
Not so about us. We enjoy it too. We go on our little Mexicos and
right, but if Novak's coming, it all sucks. Yeah.
I've heard that money doesn't buy happiness necessarily, but it can buy off unhappiness.
It can buy off time while you're dealing with your unhappiness.
Okay, and everyone knows you're an unbeatable cook. What is your favorite meal?
My favorite meal that my mother used to make, honestly, was like roast beef and mashed potatoes and things like that, or like sauerkraut and pork, those kind of things. But the things that I personally like to cook, and I cook for my Italian family, my Italian husband, I've become more of the Italian than the Italians, are meatballs, lasagna. I do a lot of, like vegetables and garlic and things like that. I think everybody likes, but I like to Italian cook even though I'm not Italian myself.
Okay, and with all the fame that Jess, Bam, and the whole family has, what are some things you do to stay grounded and down to earth?
Take out the garbage, dig in the dirt, kiss my grandchildren.
April wasn't lying. She really does get out there in the yard and dig ditches and plant flowers, and she really does do all the things in the house that need to be done by like any other normal person. Like, she could hire a maid or something like that, but she doesn't do it. Like, you should see her out there digging ditches.
He and I were always the garden people over at 899. We always, our old house, we did all the yard work, and we would work until it was dark and come in feeling pretty good, and that's who he really is. The paperwork.
Phil, I've seen you chained to that desk for days at a time.
He hates it.
You run all the corporations down there. You do all the taxes.
He's a control freak.
How do you deal with it? Like, seriously, like, it's just there's so many stacks of papers.
No computer.
And you don't use a computer.
I don't know how to work the computer. That's why there's so much paperwork, probably.
Do you know what, though? Wait. He'll be stacks high, almost like a Donald Duck cartoon, with all this paperwork. It's like up past his head, and then I come in and zoom in, and he's doing a crossword or Sudoku, and I'm
Insanity.
like, what the hell are you doing? Or cutting out of Lucky CKY so we can put it up on a push pin thing. It's like insane work.
Or an Alabama map, I'll cut out bam.
It's crazy.
It's just hanging on the wall.
Like,
So-
and I always catch them during those seconds.
So those are the things you do to stay grounded. That helps keep you sane.
Yeah, little doodle paperwork.
Now, Phil,
They're
this,
everywhere. The
Phil, this
BAMs,
isn't a
the
question,
CKYs.
but I remember you and Don Vito got in an argument, and everyone was getting an argument, and then you ran out of the house. Remember you were running the bases?
Yeah.
Could you tell that story? Is that too personal?
Nah, it's not too personal.
You went crazy, Phil.
He freaks out. If I say one thing that he doesn't want to hear, he completely runs out in a little snitty fit.
No, Vito and April bicker 24 hours a day. And that day they were bickering, and I says, I'm out of here, and I went and ran the bases and pretended I was hitting home runs and all that stuff.
By
and
himself.
3 or 4 cars pulled up to watch me, and I looked up and said, holy shit, they're watching me.
It's
I was embarrassed.
it's a whole new term to ghost runner.
Pop-Up was driving by and saw me too, and he says, what are you doing? I said, I'm
He goes
running the
temporarily
bases.
insane.
So pop up. So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. He needed to release some stress. He goes out there, and with no bat and no ball, he's acting like he's hitting home runs and running the bases.
And no players.
And you saw this, and what did you think? What was the first thing that went through your mind when you saw your son acting in this way?
I was just wondering what was going on. So I went over and asked him, and he says he's just running the bases.
And then he says, oh, that's normal.
But Joe, it paid off. I knew we were playing a baseball game about a week later, and everybody was moaning and sore, and I was rock solid. I wasn't even sure. I ran the base, I swung my arm, I threw. It paid off big time.
April, what
Okay.
kind of music do you like? And who are your favorite bands?
I definitely like heavy metal rock. Definitely. I like Def Leppard, AC/DC, Rolling Stones, Beatles, Elvis. If I don't say Elvis, I'll be killed.
Here's just something nice. I wanted to read this to you. This actually isn't a question. It goes, I don't have a question, but I was going to say that I recently got back from Iraq, and while me and my unit were there for 12 months, I got most everyone watching Viva La Bam, CKY, Haggard, and all the Bam stuff. It really helped a lot of them to laugh and just forget kind of where they were and what was going on all around them for just a little while or until we were on missions inside Baghdad. Hope to see more of him. Thank you. And that's one of the things that I just wanted to say. That's one of the things I've noticed where we have fans of our work. A lot of servicemen and a lot tell us, thank you. You brought a lot of pleasure and joy to us in what would ordinarily have been a horrible situation.
Thank
Dan
you.
said many times that's why he does it, to make people forget an hour of their
And
troubles.
if we did that, then all of this is worth it. I'd do
Awesome.
it for free.
Now, Phil, here's some questions for you. Do you still bake?
Not anymore.
Oh, what's so funny?
Well, I was a freezer baker. It was all frozen. I would let it rise and I'd bake it, but I knew when to take it out of the oven just
He
right.
was a fake baker.
When did you quit?
When Bam kept coming to his work with packs of people
That and all night long they would get phone calls.
from all
Is
over the
Phil
United
working? Is
States.
Phil working? Is Phil working? The manager kept saying, tell him to stop. I said, how do I tell people to stop?
It's
They're just
embarrassing.
random calls. And it just was time to go. It was too hectic. I'd be baking and 10 college kids want autographs and the stuff would start burning.
was
The manager would come by, you're working, get the bread out of the oven. Okay, I
He
gotta
did
quit.
him the favor and left early.
Okay. Here's another person that says, I hear you like Elvis. I live in Memphis, Tennessee. And last week was Elvis week. What did you do to celebrate Elvis week?
He wanted to be there, but we had to say no because we were doing something else.
Yeah, well, I'm going to eventually attend one, but I just watch all the stuff they're showing on TV. They show the movies, which I own 10 copies of each, but I still watch them when they're on TV.
So you have all the Elvis movies, VHS, Laserdisc, DVD, Blu-ray.
Not Blu-ray. I didn't get Blu-ray yet, but all the other
He's
ones.
got
DVDs.
newspapers from every single newspaper article. He's got every special on DVD or VHS. He taped it all, saved it all. We have enough newspaper here to burn the whole world down.
You're asking Phil what he did to celebrate Elvis week. Every week is Elvis week in Phil's mind.
Every day is Elvis Day.
Yeah, every day is Elvis week.
We have an Elvis reference every day.